I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Chuck.
What?
I'm just kidding.
We're streaming, and we're gonna refresh the page, see what happens.
That was wrong. I shouldn't have joked about that.
Video. Welcome to the Castle Anthrax. That's all I hear when I hear that.
Yep. It is a bad name.
Oh, I just remembered. Our beacon is grail-shaped.
I told them we already got one. Okay. We are streaming. It is live. We should probably share.
Socialize
What did
it.
you say? Do a watch party?
And after the spanking,
Yeah.
Spank me.
He wants to say it. He wants to say it.
you bet I do.
Notifications. Share as Chuck.
When you click, wait a minute. When you click it and open it up, over to the
Share in a
right.
group.
it says start a watch party.
Mine doesn't say start a watch party. It says share now public. Share in a group watch together? No. Share.
No, don't share. Click on the video and open it up where it comes up full screen.
I did that.
Okay, and off to the right,
Uh-huh.
it should say watch together with a group or friends. you see
Invite
that?
friends to watch.
Oh, change to yourself.
I did.
Oh, you did? I don't know why mine says that then. I'm gonna start
You're
one
looking
then.
under the share option, right?
No. You open it up,
Yeah.
and right at the top it says Technorama Podcast, episode 24. And then right above the share, there's a whole line that says watch together with a group. It's like a
No,
little piece
mine
of-
says invite friends to watch. And you can add people.
Man, it's stupid Facebook. Who knows?
They've probably
I
changed
agree.
it again.
I'm sure they did.
Or I got changed and you didn't yet or something.
Yeah, they roll out the changes
Regionally or
yes,
something.
something like that. I mean,
I'm
it's
just going to
absurd.
do a share now public.
Well,
Deal with it.
Yeah, just do that. I'll send you a screenshot later and you can see what I'm talking about, but I don't know why you don't have it.
Go away.
What the hell
Siri.
just happened? Siri
Siri?
woke up?
Yeah, go away.
Yeah, that's happening to me a lot too.
Okay.
But when you want Siri, it doesn't work. See?
Hey, Siri, go to sleep.
Okay.
It says Siri never sleeps.
Yeah.
Good
like Data.
answer.
I was just watching Data turn the Borg off, like telling him to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep.
Is it Mission
Sweet
Impossible?
sleep. All right.
Or is it
Okay. Level. Check.
Twilight?
La la la. How do
Yeah.
I sound to you?
Sound good. I'm just watching the levels on the meter. Mine look a little low for whatever reason. I'm going to bring that up. Just, I got to remember what output that's on. I honestly don't remember. Guess I could fiddle with things later. I know 7 and 8 go over to the video machine because I accidentally bumped 8 and everybody said, hey, I only hear you out of the left channel. 13, 14, maybe? How did Ben and Keith sound? We can always...
Hello.
You guys sound good.
Test one,
Okay.
2,
You know what
3.
I'll do? I'll just...
You know what? That reminded me of
Bump this up a little.
the telethon on UHF. Oh yeah.
Please
Okay.
input proper code and
All right,
password.
fine. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I think it's time to get off the podcast.
Yeah.
What?
What? The 4-host one? I thought there was a second 4-host.
That's what I'm looking for.
I thought I had 2 of everything.
Awooga.
Oh, okay. Okay, this is the fun part of the stream. What's happening?
We're figuring things out as we go.
It's because we can.
Warning!
Original.
Some of these sounds are not very loud.
Hmm.
And I can't find my chicken dance song or
Thank
sound.
God.
It's gone.
Oh, no chicken.
No what?
The chicken dance.
Chicken dance? Caw, caw, caw.
No,
Go, go, go.
hardly. No. Da-da-da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-da-da-dun. That's stupid.
Oh, that
thing.
one.
Yes.
Oh.
This one.
Full song. Play one.
Something like that.
Well, that settles it. I'm in hell. I feel like I need to break out my broom.
We're just going to fly out of here.
What is he doing?
I think you
I'm
need.
arranging the shots.
I think you need this sound, Chuck.
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex.
I
could pinch them.
Over. That looks better.
There we go. But there's no Chuck.
He's coming back.
Yeah.
Got his contract renewed for the second
You know.
season.
I kind of like the podcast this way.
Oh, pardon me. Did I do that?
We needed a shot with all four of us. Craig, until recently, you were just a blank screen of a background color.
I've been accused of that before.
I should have brought my computer glasses.
My
'cause I
face
can't
looks like
see
a
nothing.
I
broken
did.
JPEG.
I can't see nothing. I'm looking through the bifocals and it's all blurry.
My face looked like a broken JPEG. Sorry, I had to quote some strong bed somewhere today.
And so you made your goal.
Well, I called Lisa on Valentine's Day, so we were doing Teen Girl Squad. What's her name? So-and-so, the ugly one. Valentine times is special times. It's not Valentine's, it's Valentine's. Darn. Anyway, let's get on with the show.
Yeah.
Do not thump
Please.
the book of Shikari.
There's 10 people watching. They're going, what in God's name are we watching?
Yeah.
And this
There
is
was
different.
10 people
And as,
watching.
and as soon as
different from how?
right,
From
and
what?
as soon as the regular content starts, they'll all leave.
There was
Nah,
10
I didn't
people.
come here for
I'm
this.
not watching this shit.
This is that's not as funny as the other stuff.
Right. All right.
All right, let's start. Craig, where did you get this show title anyway?
What do you think? If you don't recognize it, I'm going to leave.
Is it the size of your shoes? Shaquille O'Neal's shoes? I don't know what that is.
It's the hex code for 590.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Boy.
Yeah,
all right,
now I can see that.
I'm cutting the corner off of your geek
I thought
card.
it was like you have to make it like 0x24E.
I guess maybe I should have. but-
Yeah.
All right.
You can't.
Okay, who needs to have their geek card cut now?
No, I looked it up online just to be sure, and it said 24E. There was no 0. Does it make you
Hey, I
happy?
recognize that from your show.
Yeah. That's our end of show.
What, the
Yeah,
harassment?
That's no
Yeah.
Harassment.
The
Oh boy. Keith's his sound OCD is kicking in. He's got to hit
Okay.
every freaking
I think I've
button
hit,
down the road.
I think I've done every one of them.
And
Oh, thank
there we
God.
are. We're down to 4 viewers.
Dang it.
Mission not accomplished yet.
1 minute to auto-destruct.
Okay, then it's 1 minute to auto destruct. Here we go. Let's get started, or we'll never get finished. I'm gonna put that on a T-shirt somewhere.
Yeah.
Ready? 5, 4, 3. Technorama episode 590 024E. It was supposed to be 0x24. I'm doing that over because you didn't do it right.
But just stick it in there.
0x.
Didn't do it.
It was
right.
now there's two X's. Thanks.
0 times 24E. Because that looks like a multiplication now.
5, 4. How can I have an overload status on a channel that's not even open? Oh, because this is hooked up, but it's muted. There. Take that, you microphone. 5, 4, 3. Technorama episode 590 or 0x24E. That sounded really terrible, whatever reason. It sounded hollow.
Yeah, it did.
There was no bass or anything to that song. Okay, anyway, let's get started. Welcome to Technorama.
Okay.
590 shows, well-oiled machine. This is the show that takes a light-hearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek.
I think
If it's
the
your
grease
first
is
time
dropping.
joining us,
Grease is dropping off the machine now.
Yeah.
I think the dirt got in the grease now.
Wheels are coming off.
Thanks for joining us. Whether you're joining us for the first time or a returning listener, I'm Chuck Tomasi from sunny but dark Phoenix, Arizona, because it's night. And joining me just across that continent is Craig Stepp. How are you, Craig?
I'm doing well. By the way, yep, it's dark here too. So yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm ready
I
for
would
our
have
trip.
been worried if
coming
it
up.
wasn't dark there.
It's in the dark hemisphere.
Yes, I'm dark.
Sounds like a Netflix show. Also joining us in the studio, I'll let them do their own introduction because they're podcasters.
I
We're
am Keith
professionals.
from the TG Geeks podcast, or what do we call them ourselves now? The Two Gay Geeks.
What do you call yourselves now?
That's what it was from the beginning. What did something change?
And I'm Ben Raggington, completely flummoxed. There's like, I had no idea we changed our name.
I was about to say, and I'm Keith Lane from coming to you from lovely Phoenix, Arizona. I almost
Because
went
that's what we
to my
always
show
say.
voice.
Knock yourself out. We might have some crossover here. I don't know what's going
Just
to
a
happen.
little bit.
All right, let us get back into the feedback because we had some good stuff.
Yeah.
There's definitely something low on that music.
Letters.
Letters.
Mailing.
Ding dong.
right in.
Nope, not ding dong yet.
Oh, boy.
Stop it.
We're mixing it up. All right.
My
God,
trombone's louder
sad
than yours.
trombone wars. How sad.
You've heard of
Somebody
dueling
wasn't on
banjos?
key.
There's now dueling trombones.
Yeah.
And it's
Somebody
not-
wasn't on key there.
It's not going to get any better than
Let's
that.
see. I'm going to turn mine up.
Okay,
There
we
we
asked
go.
you last question. We asked the question last week. What movie do you consider? What was it? Fun. I'm still waiting for the page to load. What movie do you don't consider to be all that good, but you do consider to be entertaining? And my gosh, there are a ton of answers here.
Hey, wait. Let's see if Ben and Keith have the answers real quick.
Did you weigh on this one?
No, I
No,
didn't.
no, we
But
didn't.
I was thinking about it because I saw this post earlier
Yeah.
today. Oddly enough, the one that came to mind, and this is the movie that absolutely
I know what it
vexed.
is.
Yeah, he knows what I'm going to say. It's The Black Hole. It is a
Oh.
terrible
Yeah.
movie, and yet I can't help but watch it because it's visually amazing. The acting is garbage.
Yeah.
I can't stand the robot Vincent, and yet it entertains me in the most painful of ways.
I thought you were going to say like Captain EO or something.
Oh, God.
You know, it's what
No.
you're
no,
right
that's
though.
just terrible.
Yeah, it's just bad.
Captain EO. That's one of those movies that everybody goes, "Oh yeah, I remember that," and it's almost in an iconic way. But it wasn't like some fantastic movie.
I
It
don't
was a
think
terrible, and we just watched it again
Oh,
a couple
recent-
months ago when
we
Disney
got the
Plus
Disney
started.
Plus, yeah.
just
Oh,
because you
right.
had to.
I had
Exactly.
to because there's some really bizarre compulsions. Like the moment I see that it's there, my hand goes for the remote and starts. There's something.
That's why we've hidden the DVD.
Yeah, the DVD has been
It's
misplaced.
hidden. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, hidden.
that'd be mine. But Keith, what would be yours?
I don't know, I was trying to think of something. There,
Or if you want to think about it for a minute, we can come back to it.
There
I'll
are plenty
think
of
about it.
answers, too many to
Yeah.
answer, but some of these may give you some ideas. Clinton Albert said The Fifth Element.
interesting.
Actually, well,
yeah.
I don't know if
I
I'd
would-
put that in that not that good category. I thought it was pretty
don't
good.
think I wouldn't. I don't think
Yeah.
I would. I think that actually is a good movie.
Also, John Kratzer said Guilty Pleasure Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's entertaining. It's good from an entertainment comedy standpoint. I won't
Yes.
diss too many Mel Brooks movies.
It's not my favorite of the Brooks movies, though.
Tiffany, no. Tiffany says Howard the Duck.
That does not entertain.
I think I'm going to go with Steve Pritchard on this one and say Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Not that good, but guilty
kinda-
pleasure.
Considering
kind of thing.
how it really messed with Heinlein's source material, I think I would agree with that.
I didn't really. It didn't do anything for me. I didn't like it at all.
Craig, what's on your list?
What is on my list?
What's on
Well,
your
personally,
list today?
what was yours? What was your personal one, by the way?
Mine? I'm going to go with Starship Troopers.
Okay. Well, I actually got a bunch of gifts from people. So
yeah, I kind of got a few.
You got
of those
some
too.
gifts from
there's
people?
Real Genius,
Really?
Johnny Mnemonic,
Hmm.
and Talladega Nights.
Wow. Okay.
I would probably loop in any Will Ferrell movie. It's not that great.
Yeah, I
but,
generally tend to stay away from Will Ferrell
Yeah,
and
'cause
Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because neither of them entertain.
They,
Oh,
they
Flash-
just kind
Flash
of make me
Gordon.
throw up in my throat.
Flash.
Flash
Yeah.
Gordon, sorry.
Oh.
Not Flesh.
and we got
I
another
thought you
space.
said Fletch at first. Like,
Fletch
Fletch.
Gordon.
Fletch
Yeah.
Gordon.
Yeah,
with
I would
Chevy
say-
Chase. What a scary idea.
I would say Flash Gordon is one that it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Flash
actually,
Gordon,
I would
but
agree with
it is
that.
very entertaining.
It is not a good movie, but man, is that entertaining.
Man,
Yeah.
we went
Yeah.
down to
Alamo.
Alamo and saw it on the big screen. I'd never seen it on the big screen. It was great.
Well, mine was Hackers. What was yours, Chuck?
didn't I already answer this?
Yeah, you did.
Did you
You said
twice?
Starship Trooper.
Oh yeah, Starship Trooper. That's right. I mean,
So
Keith.
Chuck,
I'm
what's
sorry.
yours?
What would you come up with, Keith?
We do this out at work too.
I think Keith is going with Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
I like Josiah's Everything Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His birthday is this week.
I love the fact that someone put Rise of Skywalker. That's just like, okay. Good answer.
right.
Wow.
There's a whole bunch of Rocky 4, and then there was a whole thread about
Yeah, Rocky IV 's not that
Rocky
great.
1, 2, and 3 aren't you wouldn't be blamed for leaving 1, 2, and 3 out, but 4, 5, and 6 are definitely part of that.
Yeah.
Guilty
1, 2,
pleasure.
and 3 I love. I couldn't stand
Oh
anything
yeah, I
from
thought
4
I
on.
like 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
I must break you.
Oh,
jeez,
here you
that's
go.
a bad
Here's one for
movie.
the win. Ice Pirates.
You
Oh,
know,
wow.
I'm going to give you that one. Yeah, I'll give you that one. That is not a good movie, but boy, is it fun.
Yeah. I remember seeing that in the theater as a kid. I think I went by myself to see that one. It was an interesting ride.
Animal House is on here.
That's a good movie.
I thought it was
sorry.
funny. Yeah.
Well,
That's
Animal
a good
House.
movie.
What about Bubba Hotep?
Oh, Bubba Hotep. Yeah.
Wow.
Anything Don Coscarelli.
Wow.
Yeah, John dies at the end. Not
Oh, my
a good
God.
movie, but crap, is that entertaining? It's fun.
Well, we hope we've given you something to think about, dear listener. And if you've got
Now, wait a
something,
minute.
yes,
Wait a minute. There's a mail in the feedback.
there's a mail. Oh, there is. Claudio
Yes.
wrote us in. He said, "Hey, fellas, my not good but entertaining movie choice is Hackers." Oh, Chuck went up for he'd get a smile for next to Craig's vote.
Yeah.
Nothing says hacking like floating math symbols and code whilst hacking the Gibson with 90s rave techno music in the background.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Just
And
Just like
Shaggy
real life. It's Shaggy.
with
Yeah,
the,
he mentioned. He said it was just like real life, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because everybody reaches for the Unix programmer's manual and has a hot babe next to him. Anyway,
Of course.
Yeah, that
Uh-oh.
that happens in reality.
Yeah.
On this
right.
day in
Oh
history.
no.
all right, we roll your
need
D20.
to-
We now have more than 2 people on this show.
Oh, crap.
Oh,
What did
crap.
you get?
What did I get? Is that a 6 or a 9?
It's either way, it's better than what I got.
You got a negative number, Chuck?
Bugger
Oh,
me.
actually,
I got 18.
Oh, I thought that
I
was
did
81.
too.
Actually, it was
we got
81.
we got a roll off.
Uh-oh, we got
Oh,
first.
you got 18?
Been a long time
I
since
got
I had a
18
roll
off.
All right.
I had 18 also.
Shit, 19.
16.
Ah, nuts.
Okay, so who won?
I guess me, I'm 19.
And what'd
Okay.
you get, Craig?
And Craig.
Ben, Craig. This is going all over the place. Then Keith, then me.
What did you
Holy
get?
moly.
Ben, Craig, Keith. I got a 2.
Oh, you rat.
Well,
You got it in the
roll again,
negative
see if we
numbers.
can
It's
get
it's
some-
gonna be fun
Makes
either way.
sense,
We've
yeah.
got some great names in here. Let's get started.
I'm doomed.
We're all doomed. On this day in history for February 19th, 2020, this is the 50th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. There are 316 days remaining in 2020. Take it, Ben.
It was on this date in 1674 that England and the Netherlands signed the Treaty of Westminster, ending the Third Anglo-Dutch War. A provision of the agreement transfers the Dutch colony of New Amsterdam to England, and it is renamed New York.
Third Anglo-Dutch War. You think they'd learn after the
Yeah,
second
exactly.
time?
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. Those who fail to learn from history.
Also on February 19th, 1819, British explorer Will Smith discovers South Shetland Islands and claims them in the name of King George III.
Will Smith did that. Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Will Smith,
Will Smith does everything.
He's awesome.
He's so
He's
ubiquitous.
going to star in a new movie, The Shetland Islands.
On February 19th, 1847, the first group of rescuers reached the Donner Party.
All what was left of them.
Wasn't that Bernard and Bianca?
Yeah, I think it was.
142 years ago today, Thomas Edison patents the phonograph.
What?
The pornograph.
I want that first one you were talking about. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
there we go.
That same date in 1960, yeah, that is. China successfully launched the T-7, its first sounding rocket.
The other ones were all silent?
Yeah, there we go.
I guess.
They had to have a soundtrack.
Yeah,
Until-
they had mufflers.
Or they had that piano music next to it.
Also on February 19th, 1985, William J. Schroeder becomes the first recipient of the artificial heart to leave the hospital.
Barney Clark
leave the
never
hospital.
made it out, I
Yeah,
guess.
I guess. Also today in 2002, NASA's Mars Odyssey space probe began to map the surface of Mars. Imagine that.
It was the Mars Odyssey, but it was mapping Venus by mistake.
Exactly. Using
Yeah.
its thermal emission imaging system.
I knew I should have taken and left it Albuquerque.
Happy birthday goes out in this date to Polish mathematician and astronomer Nicolaus Copernicus. He was born on this date in 1473.
Yes.
German physician and chemist Friedrich Hoffmann was born 360 years ago today.
That's one day for every degree of the circle.
And Cervantes heard the birdies.
Here he
Was the-
goes.
Was that,
Do
was
that
the Swedish-
again.
Cervantes birdie.
Bark, bark, bark.
The Swedish. No, I'm not going to do all that. So the Swedish physicist and chemist Nobel Prize laureate was born 161 years ago today.
I'm still waiting for you to get the name right.
Right.
Yeah. Sven
Savante
Hedden.
Arrhenius.
Sven Hedden, Swedish geographer and explorer, was born on this date in 1865.
Did we skip Ben?
No,
No, he doesn't
Nope.
want
No,
any of this.
Ben,
I have
yeah.
Friedrich Hoffmann.
Okay. American actor Lee Marvin was born on this date in
Oh,
1924.
You got the easy one. Also born on that same date in 1932, American captain, physician, and astronaut Joseph P. Kerwin.
And American singer, songwriter, producer, the Miracle of the Miracles, Smokey Robinson, born on this date in 1940.
Also born on the same date in 1941, American physicist and academic Nobel Prize laureate David Gross.
American technician and activist Karen Silkwood. Be sure to take a shower.
Yep.
She was born on this date in 1946.
Born February 19th, 1949, American game designer and programmer Danielle Buntenberry.
And Mexican engineer and astronaut Rodolfo Neri Vela was born on this date in 1952.
Also turning 65 today is American actor and playwright Jeff Daniels.
Was he in Dumb and Dumber?
Yes, he was.
Okay, good. Hey, then I close out perfect. Listener birthdays this week include the 19th, Scooter in Connecticut, Steven Sumter. The 23rd has a couple of birthdays, Zahadoom. We have a compilation of that still somewhere. I had to go find it off an old hard drive. And Keith Hughes, a.k.a. Ed Gizmo.
That really freaks me out when I read that. Because Hughes is my family's name.
Yes.
I'm married to a man named Keith, and my computer name is AZ Gizmo.
Wow.
So that really just crossed way too many streams for me right there. And Ed
kidding.
is also the name of my stepdad.
Wow.
Wow.
We got some ley lines crossing this house today.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
kidding.
The 25th is Norbert. Anybody? Norbert?
Norbert?
Okay.
Norbert.
Norbert. And also Sandy Shepard, Mark's lovely wife. Not related to Mark Shepard. No, not that Mark Shepard. Sorry. Old joke. That's the way it was on this day in history for February 16th, 2020. If you want to get on the birthday calendar, you go
the
over to
19th.
19th? What did I
Yeah.
say?
16th.
Oh, because today we're recording it on the 16th, and Chuck wrote it wrong. That's why we have editors here. That's the way it was on this day in history for February 19th, 2020. We'll fix that in post. And if you want to get your name on the birthday calendar, you go over to chuckchat.com/wiki. Is it done yet?
No.
I'm listening in the background. It's not done yet. Okay,
It's
then
like
we're
the
just going to...
45-minute version, I think.
No, it's the same 6-minute and 40-second version we've always had.
We just
Here we
didn't
go.
fill it up, huh?
We didn't have enough events or enough small
I
talk.
just run them out of
we
here.
didn't have
again.
any problem with names except for Craig.
Wait,
This
the
is
one
actually
name,
another
there was
easy
only
one to
one
go
name.
through.
There it is. That's the end.
That's it.
Yeah, here we go. ChuckChat.com/wiki. Get your birthday name on there. We'll give you a shout out at the appropriate time of year. And if it's your birthday, we wish you a happy birthday this week. And the rest of you, that's the way it was.
Warning! Warning!
No kidding. There ought to be a warning about this show.
For the record, I didn't have any problem with the names.
No.
The names have problems
Sure,
with
we've already heard
This this
Heard the birdie.
this show should come with a warning that it could cause cancer.
That was so terrible, I think you gave me cancer.
All right, let's do some news. We have some real honest to goodness news out here today.
Honest to goodness news.
Honest to good news. From Universe Today. Who do we know at Universe Today?
I don't know. Who?
That's right. If you said Fraser Kane, you'd be right.
Right.
This is about a month-old story, but hey, we're all about news. It's so long ago, we probably should have put this in Remember When. Remember last month? Well, for decades, scientists have been trying to figure out the minimum number of satellites that would be able to see every point on Earth. This question is motivated in part by the growing problem of space debris. But also by considerations of cost and efficiency. By the mid-1980s, researcher John E. Drame proposed a solution to this problem in a series of studies, claiming that a 4-satellite constellation was all that was needed. Unfortunately, his solution simply wasn't practical at the time, since a tremendous amount of the propellant would be needed to keep the satellites in orbit. But thanks to a recent collaborative study, a team of researchers has found the right combination of factors to make the 4-satellite... This sounds like one of those math problems. I can do that in 5 satellites. I'll bet I can do that in 4 satellites.
Name that satellite.
Name that satellite.
I can do it in 1.
Telos 1. You can see the whole Earth with 1 satellite. That would be amazing.
I could do it with 1 satellite tied behind my back.
Be tied behind the moon.
Yeah.
The study that describes their findings recently appeared in the Journal of Nature Communications and is led by Patrick Reed, a professor of civil and environmental engineering at Cornell University. Reed was joined by engineers and scientists from the Aerospace Corporation and the University of California, Davis, with support provided by the National Science Foundation. They have to get in somewhere.
Yep.
To address the question of how to keep a functioning constellation with the minimum number of satellites going, the team considered all the factors that cause satellites to deorbit over time. One's gravity. I'm pretty sure that's in there somewhere.
Just turn it off.
These include Earth's gravity field, atmospheric drag, and the gravitational influence of the moon and the sun, and pressure from the solar radiation. As Reed explained, one of the interesting questions we had was, can we actually transform those forces? Instead of degrading the system, can we actually flip it such that the constellation is harvesting energy from those forces and using them to actively control itself?
Fascinating.
Ooh.
That's pretty heady.
Sounds kind of like the judo thing where you use your opponent's force against them.
The moment. Yeah.
And they flipped the ISS right into the sun.
Yeah, there we go.
Not quite what we were after, but it worked out well.
Oops.
Satellites
Sorry.
still up there. So over time, the team was able to narrow their constellation's design down to 2 models. In one, the satellites could orbit for a 24-hour period and achieve 86% global coverage. On the other, satellites would orbit in a 48-hour period and achieve 95% coverage. While both fell shy of the 100%, the team found that sacrificing a small margin of coverage would lead to a significant trade-off. We just won't cover the ice up there. It's,
there we go.
Ice is ice.
Yeah,
pretty much.
ice is ice.
Yeah, we're good. So, cool stuff. Fewer satellites, less debris, less collisions. Yeah, that's a good collision picture.
Yeah. That's a lot of debris.
What was the movie with the satellite crashes into Gravity?
Yeah.
Was that the name of it?
Oh, yeah.
Was it?
Gravity. Yeah.
Oh,
Gravity.
We
Yeah, I
didn't see
think it
that.
was.
It tore
we
up the
didn't see
space
that, though.
station.
Yeah, tore up the space station. She had to get onto the one of the
Yeah, that was Gravity with Sandra
the
Bullock.
Soyuz. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we got a spare spaceship up there. If you can make your way to it, you can come back down.
Yeah, just float over there.
Just float over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Start
the
swimming.
killer
Swim.
shrapnel comes by every once in a
Exactly.
while.
Or the little tiny space
Hey, we're making
rocks.
fun of it, but that was a interesting film to see.
Put that on your guilty movie.
New Horizons.
New Horizons. Remember New Horizons? The
Yeah.
observer that went out past
What about
Pluto?
Old Horizons?
All right.
That's the one
You guys wanna
that
flip for
Brian
this one?
May.
Isn't that the one
Hey,
that
that was the one
landed
that
on
Brian
the,
May
the
from
thing?
Queen.
Wasn't that
Well,
Landed on the thing?
Yeah.
No.
No, that wasn't the one that landed on the thing.
No. New Horizon went out past Pluto.
Oh, right.
Brian May.
Yeah, he wrote it. He did a
He was
little
an
song for
astrophysicist.
it. Yeah.
Did he do a song for that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
Did
cool.
record a song for it. And actually, he played some of that at the last Queen concert that we saw back in July.
Is this video playing automatically? on
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
sounds
it
like
is. I'm
Oh,
hearing
dear
it.
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh.
it? That was cool background music. Yeah, that was a horror
I was like,
movie we were
That
watching.
was
Like, where's that coming
Horror
from?
movie going
Yeah.
on there.
Okay.
You want to go?
I'll
or you want
take
me?
this. NASA's New Horizons mission is providing scientists with fresh insight into how planets form.
How do they form? When
Well,
a mommy
I'll
planet,
tell you.
when a mommy
When a
planet
mommy
and a
and a
daddy
baby
planet,
daddy planet
They
come
love each
together.
other.
they love each other in a
Where
very
do-
special way.
Where do planets come from, Mommy?
Those are where planetoids come from.
Exactly.
Is Jupiter pregnant?
And what about Saturn and those rings? Anyway, the mission is also boosting scientific knowledge about the formation of, planetesimals.
Yep.
Never heard of that word before.
Yeah.
Described by NASA as the building blocks of the planets. In a statement, the space agency explained that on January 1st, 2019, the New Horizons spacecraft flew past an object in the Kuiper Belt dubbed Arakoth, or 2014 MU69.
Love those numbers.
Yeah.
There you go.
The flyby,
go
which
with
took place
Arakoth.
more than 4 billion miles from Earth, provided a wealth of detailed data on Arakoth's shape, geology, color, and composition, according to NASA.
Okay.
Yes, Arakoth is the most distant, most primitive, and most pristine object ever explored by spacecraft, so we knew it would have a unique story to tell, said New Horizon principal investigator Alan Stern of the Southwest Research Institute in Boulder, Colorado. In the statement, it's teaching us how planetesimals formed, and we believe the result marks a significant advance in understanding overall planetesimal and planet formation. Yeah, that's a really interesting photo there.
Two little things.
Yeah, that looks like
Coming together.
almost looks like the
Well, it looks like Mommy and Daddy. No, I'm sorry.
the
That thing.
with the rubber
yeah.
ducky
Yeah.
asteroid
Actually,
that they did land
I thought
on.
Yeah.
I thought it looks like one of those, like a clay, ancient clay
Vase.
statue. Somebody
Yeah.
made.
It's a wine bottle with a stopper
Some
on
wine
it.
bottle.
The carafe.
Yeah.
Space carafe.
It was the
There's
first wine
alcohol
bottle they
in
crafted.
space.
out.
We know that.
Yeah, that's true.
Have to have a place to put it.
Yeah. So images from the spacecraft's flyby show that Arakoth has 2 connected lobes, a smooth surface, and a uniform composition. By studying data provided by New Horizons, scientists have worked out that the lobes were once separated bodies that formed close together and at a low velocity orbited each other and then gently merged to create the 22-mile-long object New
Wow.
Horizons observed, NASA says. I need a cigarette now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, this indicates Arakoth formed during the gravity-driven collapse of a cloud of solid particles in the primordial solar nebula, rather than by the competing theory of planetesimal formation called hierarchical accretion, the space agency explained. Unlike the high-speed collisions between planetesimals and hierarchical accretion in good grief, particle cloud collapse, particles merge gently, slowly growing larger.
Interesting.
You did good. There's a lot of hard words in there.
That's pretty good.
I'm tired now.
Hey, I think we blew our budget on big words this month. So
Well, you heard that they re-energized their communications with
Voyager 2.
Voyager.
Voyager 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Voyager is out there.
No.
Yeah.
Not yet. Voyager is Voyager 6.
Oh, sorry.
Got to be correct about these things.
Today's secret word is planetesimal. Every time you hear the word planetesimal, scream real loud.
This duck will come flying down. If a duck comes off the ceiling.
All right, Craig, you're
Yes.
the closest thing we have to a video game player, I guess. Well,
Oh,
no,
you
wait.
I thought you were going to say we're the closest thing to a blind person.
yeah,
A blind woman.
we've all got our flaws.
Actually, we don't need Craig. Listen to this.
Blind woman sees with new implant, plays video game sent straight to her brain.
They'll read right
It's
to
been
us.
over
I'm
a
just gonna
decade
sit right
since
back and
artificial
listen.
retinas first began helping the blind see. But for many people, whose blindness originates beyond the retina, the technology falls short. Which is why new research out of Spain skips the eye entirely, instead sending signals straight to the brain's visual cortex.
Wow, this is more exciting than our show.
You know,
It's more accurate.
They can pronounce things better.
Yeah,
wait, there's a good name coming up. Let's see how they do.
Amazingly, 15 years after losing her sight, Bernadetta Gomez, who suffers from toxic optic
She did do better.
neuropathy, used the
Yeah.
experimental technology to recognize lights, letters, shapes, people, and even to play a basic video game sent directly to her brain via an implant.
Ooh,
Is
playing
that-
a video game.
Is that
via-
artificial intelligence
reading this?
reading?
That's probably just regular OCR stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
the same text, speech to text technology you have on your phone.
Yeah.
It's much better than what's on my phone.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no autocorrect going on.
Exactly. And you say, "Hey Siri," and it doesn't work. But you say something else, and then it's talking to you. What the heck is wrong with you?
I've added that to your cart. Thanks, Keith.
Wait.
Like, what? So, amazingly, 15 years after losing her sight, Bernadetta Gomez, who suffers from toxic optic neuropathy, used the experimental technology to recognize lights, letter shapes, and even people. Even play. Okay, that we already read that part, or the computer read that part.
The computer read it.
Gomez first began working with researchers in late 2018. Over the next 6 months, she spent 4 days a week dialing in the technology's settings and testing its limits. The system, developed by Eduardo Fernandez, director of the neuroengineering at the University of Miguel Hernandez, works like this. A camera embedded in a pair of thick black-rimmed glasses records Gomez's field of view and sends it to a computer. The computer translates the data into electrical impulses the brain can read and forwards it to the brain implant by way of a cable plugged into a port in the skull. That's what I
Okay.
want. Plug me in.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm ready. The implant
Plug me in,
stimulates...
coach. Oh.
I'm ready to play today. The implant stimulates neurons in Gomez's visual cortex, which her brain interprets as incoming sensory information. Gomez perceives a low-resolution depiction of her surroundings in the form of yellow dots and shapes called phosphenes, which she learned to interpret as objects in the world around her.
Interesting.
This is getting cooler every day. We have technology to fix just about anything. I'm waiting for that 3D printed kidney.
There we go.
Do you need one?
Maybe
they've
someday.
been talking about it for 2, 3, 4 years.
It's
Something
coming.
like that?
It's coming.
Well,
It's
you
coming.
have 2 children, you can harvest one.
Well,
No, because you still have to take anti-rejection drugs for the rest of your life, even if it's somebody.
Exactly.
And it's take. We were having breakfast yesterday with a friend who had a kidney transplant a couple of years ago. You got to take drugs to suppress your immune system so it doesn't attack the kidney, but then you got to take like antibiotics to boost your immune system.
Yeah, because you become a risk for infection.
Like, whoa.
Exactly. Yeah.
Terrible, horrible approach, but it's all we got right now.
Terrible, horrible.
Okay, should we take a quick break?
Are we taking a break?
Yeah. Anyway, I thought this is a cool technology, by the way.
Because I have
It
to
is.
tinkle.
Mhm.
I
What?
gotta
Well,
go to the
thank you for
tinkletorium.
sharing.
We've never had that come out, even with children on the show. Daddy, I gotta pee.
Yeah.
So, well, you've got
I
about
gotta go wee.
30 seconds, so knock yourself out there, bud.
Run.
Hi, this is Garrett Wong, Ensign Harry Kim from Star Trek Voyager, and you're listening to Technorama with Chuck and Craig. Greetings, programs and applications. I'm Ben.
And I am Keith, and we are the Two Gay Geeks. We are the nerds behind TG Geeks Webcast, where we talk about sci-fi, comics, film, horror, genre. You name it, we talk about it.
We release an episode every Monday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern.
You can find us on iTunes, Blueberry, Spreaker, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio.
Also, look us up on YouTube. And of course,
We can be found at tggeeks.com, where you can find not only our webcast, but
articles about other geeky goodness.
so come along for the wildest ride in the potosphere.
Did you just say Potosphere? No, he didn't.
2 months ago.
Go give our friends Ben and Keith a listen over at TGgeeks.com.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry, I had to do what he does.
Well, actually, where is it? Where is it?
He's
Oh,
gonna,
did you
he's
lose
gonna
the sound again?
No, I have to
play
turn
our
this down.
promo on our show?
There it is.
Go give our friends
our
Ben and
return
Keith a
music.
listen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
TGgeeks.com.
that's
That's what I needed the cue.
that's our return theme. Yeah.
You know you've been listening to someone's podcast too long when you're
What
programmed.
podcast am I listening to?
Yeah, no kidding.
We have definitely crossed the streams tonight. Let's give a shout out to the chat room, whoever's still out there listening, or was at one time.
Anybody out
We
there?
applaud you.
I got Mike Robeson, JT Shea, Mark Truble. Mark Truble says, hey, he's at Pink 20, which is a conference. ServiceNow booth says, hi to Chuck. Well, hi to all the people at the ServiceNow booth. What are you still doing working at this hour? And what do you got, Craig?
I see Gary Lindros, Mark Kilfoyle. He says, is it repeating the theme stinger over and over again? I'm not sure.
The same stinger? Which
I
stinger?
missed that one. Anyway,
I don't
that's
know.
all I got. That's all I see. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm telling you, this Facebook thing is weird.
It is.
Definitely. Wouldn't be the
Yeah.
first time.
When is Facebook not weird?
True.
Good point.
All right, let's also thank our patrons because today marks the anniversary when GoDaddy tries to rob our wallets for the next 5 years of hosting.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
but we dodged that bullet. We are shopping around and trying to spend your money wisely. Thank you, Kyle Nishioka, Abner Braverman, Ben Vaughn, Mike Wills, Mega Podtastic, Night Gig Studios, Gary Lindros. Thank you, John Clifford. Thank you, Leon. Thank you, John Noble.
John Noble?
Yes, that one.
Thank you, Chris MC. Yes, that Chris MC.
Oh, yeah.
Alexis Durant, Saturday Morning Media. Steve Therian. Thank you, Jorga Schrauen and Amber Elstad. Thank you, Harold McKinstry, Amy Bowen, Denise Inglis, Stephen Wetchy. Wow, Craig, you're off. Thank you, Dean Jensen, Dandy Man, NCAF1, Matt Baum, Christina, and Brian Brown.
Brian Brown? Who's that?
Brian Brown?
That Brian Brown.
Really?
That's our Brian Brown.
Yeah.
If you want to become a patron for as little as $1 a show, or as who did it? Mike Wills does. He donates $1.01 just so you can say it's 101.
That's right.
Clever.
Thank you. You have filled the coffers to support this show for another 5 years.
You're
And
the enablers.
We truly appreciate it because without your love, well, it would come out of our pockets and then eventually we'd get tired of it and nothing good ever comes of that. So go over to patreon.com/Technorama podcast so that we can continue on into the future and beyond. Craig's got a thing here that says your name here. So we
Your
want
name here.
you to join. You also get special content that the others don't get because when we hit stop on this recording, we immediately hit start on another recording.
Oh, dang, I didn't sign up for that.
Especially for those. I'm out of here. It's past my bedtime. So we look forward to talking to you on that show as well. There's like a whole nother conversation going on over at that other podcast that we do. Well, it's the same podcast, but thank you. Thank you very much for that. Let's tell the hard rocking stormtroopers to boogie on out of here.
Yeah.
And that means we get into the media corner.
The media corner.
Oh yeah. You know what's coming.
Welcome to Blockhead Video.
Here
Hey,
comes.
where can I find some good information about music and TV and videos and things?
And
Over here in the media corner.
I still like the end of Portia says, you look scared.
Yeah. The California raisin things.
That's never going away.
Never. Like the stain in the carpet.
Oh, yeah.
Just can't put enough pet spray on it.
All right. So I'm gonna take this one.
Oh, you're going to take this one. Okay.
Right. Go ahead.
I was going to give it to Keith.
Be my guest.
But no,
Oh,
rock
yeah,
on,
Keith.
buddy.
Go ahead.
Keith, go
No,
for
go ahead.
it. No, you go
Go ahead.
for it. You're a guest.
You wanted it. Go ahead, Craig.
Wow.
Oh,
now
this
we're like
fake
trying to give
generosity
away
is
the last
nauseating.
piece of pizza or something.
you.
Yeah. No, you take it. No, you take it.
No, go ahead, Craig.
Craig?
Waiting for Craig.
Oh, I thought Keith was doing it. All right. Anyway, so
He
in
offered it to you.
Sheboygan, there's a guy that has probably one of the biggest Indiana Jones collections, and it requires its own custom house. Imagine that. It's probably got the big boulder that comes down and rolls over you when you come in the front door.
Is this guy married?
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
Anymore.
Probably not.
No,
So when
exactly.
Michael
Probably
T.
not.
Miller was 14 years old, his parents bought him a collector's edition of the VHS copy of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It sounded
We all
like
had that. That tracking's off. Anyway, he displayed it on his dresser or maybe a nightstand, he said, as he remembers. He just liked looking at it. I think indirectly a collector was born, he said. Miller, who is now almost 50, lives in the town of Wilson in a home he had custom built by Warner Homes to fix. There's a plug right there. Warner Homes to
Ding.
fix. Oh, I'm sorry. Do what? Yeah, ding. To fit his extensive Indiana Jones collection. He moved in February 2016 after his collection outgrew his house in Plymouth, Plymouth, and
He has to correct so it's incorrect. I like it.
Spent the next 2.5 to 3 years putting together its tribute to Harrison Ford's Indy. The room that houses the tribute has a 19-foot ceiling, a
Lord.
balcony, special stud work for stability, custom designed curio cabinets, and environmental controls for factors like humidity. That's really just the framework, though. Those customizations and controls would mean nothing without the posters, Lego sets, hats, tote bags, and old media passes, cardboard cutouts, and yes, even the Indiana Jones pinball machine, which that was pretty cool.
Wow.
Miller
that
said he
photo.
doesn't go into the room every day. What kind of collector is that? But some days
Yeah. You got to go touch everything all the time.
he said he can't go without spending time in there. So anyway, go check it out. There's a video along with the video. There's a video along with the article that has a showing of a lot of the stuff in there. It's pretty fantastic.
I'm sure the one thing that the article doesn't cover is that, like, 1 week after he moved in there, he died from cardiac infarction.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy. Hey, I was just thinking as I was reading this, Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, what's the difference? They're both the same. Said they were going to start working on the new movie in just a couple of months.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this guy's got to build an extension under his house now.
Exactly. For the next movie.
I gotta get a new house.
Yeah.
At least he's taking care of the stuff. He did say the lighting and the heating and cooling and humidity.
Yeah.
So he's curating it well. I would start charging admission.
There you go.
You might just
to offset some of that cost. But I'm a capitalist SOB, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though. I applaud him for doing it.
Speaking of reboots, this one's for you,
God.
Steve.
Reboot rage.
Oh.
No, it's not actually a reboot, as in a remake. It sounds more like, well, read on.
Last September, it was announced that a reboot of Ron that's supposed to be Ronald D. Moore,
Yes.
not Ron D. Moore.
Who's having trouble with names now?
No.
Maybe the person who wrote the bloody article?
Exactly,
Matt
because
Fowler.
I don't think he has ever been referred to as
Ron
Ron
D.
It's always Ronald D.
Yes.
Moore.
Yeah, Ronald D. Moore.
Acclaimed Battlestar or Cattle Car Galactica.
BS Galactica.
BS Galactica, yeah. Which itself was a remake, was in development at NBC, headed up by Mr. Robot creator Sam Esmail. Following online speculation about the show might include, Esmail took to Twitter to clarify that the show would not be a remake, but instead a new story within the mythology.
Then it's not a reboot.
Yeah. Now creator of the 2004 series, Ronald Moore, has confirmed Esmail's BSG designs while speaking to Variety about his Stars series Outlander. Well, I knew another plug in there. Sam called me and was very gracious, Moore said, about when the BSG reboot news came through. He didn't pitch me the story, so I didn't know what it's about, but he said his plans and he wasn't going to restart the show and recast it, but he wanted to do something in the same universe. That's a badly constructed sentence.
It's very badly constructed, yes.
Sam's amazing, Moore said, and I love Mr. Robot. I was like, you're an amazing guy, an amazing writer. Go with God.
I'm sure that's exactly how the
Yes,
conversation
I'm sure
went.
that is exactly how it went.
Esmail's developing series will be an updated look at the Battlestar Galactica universe, taking its inspiration from Moore's series rather than the 1978 original from Glenn Larson. Esmail's Battlestar Galactica. Battlescar, yeah. I have battle scars from both of them.
Freudian slip there.
Yeah. Yes, my Freudian slip was showing. It will form part of initial original programming slate for Peacock, which launches in April 2020. Oh, God.
Yeah, we need another
streaming service. Good Lord Almighty.
It's bad. I mean,
I
NBC
was excited until you got to that.
NBC has
Exactly.
already got a streaming app. Why do they need to do this?
Yeah. Okay. Enough of that.
Another streaming-
I'm more upset at the Peacock app than about the show. Let's be real.
No, I
That's
was
what we need to
looking
talk
forward,
about.
Getting all excited about the show until they announced that. It's like, oh, man.
Why are we doing this?
Oh, well. I was really hoping, that this wasn't going to be a reboot or whatever, because it seems like the show, I know it's been a few years now, but, it's still kind of recent. It's kind of weird to, hey, let's reboot it again and again and again.
Let's do it
You know
again.
what I'm saying? I'm getting kind of tired of the reboots.
Yeah, it's been, 15 years since it's been off.
Wow. Has it been that long?
Hey, well, there is a
5,
Hey,
6.
I feel
Yeah,
old now.
Has it been that long?
Older.
Hey, here's other news. A Saved by the Bell reboot is up.
Oh, for
Oh,
hell,
that's
please.
old
no.
news,
I almost said a
actually.
bad word there.
That's old news. I've known about that for some time now.
Yeah,
So
I
Donna
think-
made an interesting observation about Star Trek Picard. You guys haven't seen this yet. Okay, then I won't.
What, the series?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been watching it.
Oh, you've been watching Picard.
Heck
Okay.
yeah. It's Mike
was that?
Meningay
Oh,
who hasn't
Meningay
watched
hasn't
it.
been watching it. Okay, well,
Hey, wait a
Mike,
minute. Are
stop
spoilers?
listening.
take a corner off of his card.
Okay, so who has not read the fact that I did a 3-episode review of that series? Thank you very much.
So Donna had an interesting observation. She said, does this sound like Blade Runner or Battlestar Galactica to you? And I even thought about it, and they even said it in episode 4 that the synths may have a plan. I went, oh, they didn't say it.
Yeah,
They
wow.
didn't.
No, I immediately thought Blade Runner.
Yeah.
My mind didn't go there at
It
first
did.
with the synthetics that turned rogue.
Yeah.
It was,
mine immediately went Blade Runner.
Interesting.
and you
I
can't
saw-
tell them apart or tell the synthetic people from the real people anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
That sounded kind of BSG-ish to me too.
Yep.
I read a
Jerry
fan
Ryan's birthday
theory
is this week.
a little
too.
while ago, and it seemed very credible. And I don't know if I want to share it, but I mean, it's online. I guess I could share it. Do you want to you want to talk about it?
Go
Sure,
for
what?
it.
It was a fan theory about the episode, the series, Picard, and where it's going to go. But do you want to talk about it?
I can tell you my theory.
Fan theory?
Okay, so that was the warning
Wait,
for
here's
a fan
anybody.
theory.
Well,
Is that
we can
fair?
also do our spoiler alert from Topic is
It's
Trek.
hardly a spoiler. It's a fan theory.
A fan
Okay.
theory.
My
right, so-
my fan theory is that we have Star Trek Enterprise, which has a ship named Enterprise. We have Star Trek Voyager, which has a ship named Voyager. Deep Space Nine, Space Station. right? There's kind of a theme going. Discovery, the ship.
Yeah.
Star Trek Picard.
What, they're going to make a ship called Picard?
That's what I'm thinking. If the Federation doesn't name a ship after him,
right,
the Romulans may.
Yeah, Picard class.
Well,
yeah.
First one's always named after the class, right?
Exactly.
Or usually. Clinton said that they have to be dead for quite some time to have, the ships named after you. But given the situation, Picard's going to be dead soon. Oh, spoiler alert.
Oops.
So anyway, the fan theory that I read was that, Data always had the dream to become human, or be human. So
did he become human?
Maddox was able to,
Did he become human? Did he become a real boy?
Human? So Maddox was able to make flesh and blood androids, and he was has the theory about Data's positronic brain could be held on one neuron or whatever positronic neuron. So the thought is that Picard is trying to get to Soji, as Soji has his neurons and can get Maddox to bring Data back.
I would actually have a
human
different
form.
theory on that one. I don't think they really need Soji. I mean, even though B4 from the movie Nemesis was never able to actually assimilate and use any of Data's programming when Data downloaded it.
It was too limited, is what they said.
Too limited, but it's still there.
Yep.
That's what I thought too. I was like,
just
well,
because the process, his B4 CPU couldn't process it, doesn't mean it's not there. It is still somewhere inside B4's noggin.
True.
Yeah.
So anyway, the thought was that Maddox would make a human version of Data and recreate, I guess his brain in there. So
that could be interesting. Yeah. Just need the blue fairy.
Or
Become a real boy.
Or the Red Angel or something like that.
Yeah, Red Angel.
All right, that takes us to the end. We have a question for you to ponder this week.
Is that the end of the show?
Yeah. 5 articles. We were doing a little short one today.
Oh, okay.
What source material should they never, ever, never, ever
I already have my answer.
attempt to make a movie of?
Yep, I already got my answer on that one.
Okay.
Save it for another time.
Okay.
The Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah. What is it? What is yours?
Oh, you really want to know?
Yeah.
Well, the sad thing is they already made the movie, but...
The Addams Family?
No, Ready Player One.
Yeah.
You didn't think they should do that one?
No, leave that alone.
Well,
that book is just way too dense. It's way too thick. There's way too much content and material. Absolutely no. Leave it alone. Keep it as a book.
I was excited about it when it was announced.
Well, then we saw the movie and
right.
Then we were like,
you knew
not
they
excited.
couldn't do it justice. There were way too many references to license for one thing.
Well, not to mention the fact that Spielberg said that he was going to ditch like 90% of them anyway. I thought, okay, you lost me. So that's a movie that should never be attempted again.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. This different side note, but whenever they reboot or do something like that, people go, "Oh man, you're ruining my childhood." Does it really diminish the original stuff that you used to love?
If you watch
if they remake it, or
yeah, sometimes it does. Oh, I know what they should never make a movie of. Technorama podcast.
Oh, geez.
You can't recreate that anyway. That's impossible.
Unless they pay us
They'd
really
mess
well.
that up big time. They wouldn't get the right sounds or anything.
That would just be a remake of Dumb and Dumber.
If they do, I want Tom Cruise to play me.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, Casey Kasem's dead, so he can't do me.
Anyway.
Alrighty. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us.
Thank you.
Tell them where they can find your show in case they missed it on the promo.
tggeeks.com.
There we are. And Craig, thank you for all your help.
Thank you, Chuck. No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
And you got some help that's coming up in the future, helping us migrate to a new hosting provider.
Yeah, my fingers are ready. We need to talk about it. We need to make a plan.
Theoretically. I will tell you about our discussion. Maybe we'll save that for the Patreon show.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a teaser for you if you haven't joined yet. Edge of your seats on hosting
let's
providers.
listen to the contractors talk about building a house.
If you want to get in touch with us, don't forget you can call us on the listener line at 707-530-2428. Get in touch with us via email, technorama@chuckchat.com, or anywhere on the social internet. You can find us Just head over to chuckchat.com/Technorama or do a search for Technorama Podcast, and you will find us all over the place.
Everywhere.
All over, everywhere. And TG Geeks, too.
Yeah.
And they probably sound a lot like this. Till next time, give us a binary high five, Craig.
All right, 101. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Keith.
What do you know? We finished early. Saw your finger on. He's like, he's getting ready. He's getting ready.
I just realized I knew something was off when we started the show.
What's that?
You played the wrong opening music.
No, it was only 10-second one.
Oh,
we
okay.
shortened it way up.
I see, because I'm so used to the long version.
You're used to this.
Well, if you've been listening
Ladies
to the
and
show,
gentlemen.
you'd know.
Yeah, we cut it.
Good morning, folks.
I've been listening. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
We cut it about a year or so ago.
Really?
It was just, it was starting to get really long.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it's a minute and a half before we even say anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah, we need to hurry up and get to the jokes.
Yeah, we tried to cut a lot of our stuff, down. So that it's a challenge sometimes. You get those 27-minute interviews and trying to do the rest of the show with, a long birthday segment and throwing all the shout outs in and everything else.
We don't watch the clock.
Yeah, well, we have to.
I know you do. Yeah,
We don't have a
you're in the
choice.
same boat that Menenge was. Like, it's got to be 52 minutes and 16 seconds. And yep. Okay. All right. Say goodbye to the people on Facebook.
Bye, people on
Bye,
Facebook.
people on
Thank you
Facebook.
for watching.
Thank you.
Appreciate it
Bye,
very
everybody.
much.
Thanks for putting up with us.
Take care.
We're sorry.
Thanks, Donna.